When I send text messages, I just treat it almost like an email. They'll just get back to me when they can get back to me. Other people, I think, view it as like they feel like they have to reply right away, and that's never how I intend it.
No, that's a good way to put it. Because I'll be like, okay, in this 5 minutes, I feel like replying to people. So I'll reply and then I'll put my phone down and like someone will reply right back and I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that.
No, I didn't know.
They're probably like,
for
you
sure.
just sent me something. I did, and now I'm eating nachos. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry about that.
I'm not ignoring you, but I am.
Welcome to Words About Stuff, a podcast where I talk to awesome people about the stuff they love. I'm your host, Amy the Copywriter, and I'm joined by Brenna, my friend from high school. Hello, Brenna.
Hello.
Usually we start with, how do we know each other? I've given part of it away, but do you have a perspective on the story and I can tell you mine?
Well, I am pretty sure that you sat in front of me in grade 9 math class and then I drove you crazy because whenever our teacher told us to pass like papers back, I was always in La La Land, not paying attention. So you'd be putting them back, like shaking them to get my attention. And I was like, oh, okay. So at first I thought you really didn't like me.
So funny.
What's your perspective?
I thought, oh my gosh, she knows everything. She's
Oh,
got it all together. Your mom was a French teacher, so you knew something about the school. You seem to know every single person. I remember maybe science, and we were, full disclosure, we were in the gifted
yeah.
nerd class. Do you
Very
think
nerd.
they selected for like neurodivergence and anxiety, or did they create it in us?
Maybe a bit of both. They,
Yeah.
like people who had like we were on the edge, and all of a sudden we became full blown when we were with each other.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we got each other through, right?
I think we're very privileged to have a cool friend group who seemed to be awesome then and are even more awesome now.
Yes, for sure.
People tell stories about like, oh, in high school this and this happened. I'm like, I don't know. I must have ignored it. I
Yes, I've talked to a lot of people who said they would never want to relive their high school days, and I'm like, I kind of would.
it was good.
At least for like a few days, right? We did have
Yeah.
a great friend group and very cohesive because of the program we were in. That we had
Yeah.
so many classes together. And our school, was a decent size, but it wasn't huge. So again, we had all those classes together. We had like a really tight bond. I do also remember you going to a Harry Potter movie and you guys were all like in cloaks or something.
Yeah, I still have my cloak.
Oh, you do? That's amazing.
Yes. And I remember on like twin days and whatever, you would be like exactly twins with someone. And I was like, oh my God, I can't get to this level yet. And now I'm like a little bit closer with Halloween.
Yeah, we're like the same height, the same body shape, the same hair color. We had a lot of the same clothes just by coincidence. We didn't even plan it. But yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And then we even sometimes walk the same and yeah.
Yes, I'm like committing. This is perfect. I also love that you were in like musical things, right?
Mhm.
And I was doing sports, and that wasn't something that like separated people. It's just like, oh, they're doing that thing today.
Yeah, I know. You were in rowing, weren't you?
Yeah, I did rowing and volleyball and horseback riding, but that wasn't at school.
But that's really fun. It's a kind of a funny story. I was at Canada's Wonderland last June with a friend, and it started raining, so we ended up on the Carousel, which is one of the few covered rides. And I made a comment to her about how I haven't ridden a horse in years because I had only done it a couple times when I was younger. And we're riding these, mechanical horses on the carousel. And she's like, we should go horseback riding later. And we actually did. We ended up going in the fall.
So, how did you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Were you doing the kind of horseback riding where you have to bounce?
A little bit, yeah. Not they didn't
Okay.
make us do that right away. Eventually, yes, and that's the time I got a little nervous because I always feel like because I'm tall, for those of you who don't know me, I'm 5'9". I'm a lot higher from the ground than a shorter person, so I feel like I have more opportunity to fall a higher distance. Yes. One woman almost fell off her horse, but I'm pretty sure that was the horse's fault, not hers. But
Yeah.
the instructor got her like because she was like, leaning half on the horse. After we had to go down just a little tiny embankment, but she was fine and she was in good spirit, so and we
Oh
were
my
all encouraging
goodness.
her and told her how, how amazing she was to hold on because I think it was her first time riding one. So,
And that's so vulnerable, right? Trying
mhm.
something for the first time. You're in a group of other people too.
And everyone's staring at you because she was at the
Yeah.
front. Like she was at the very front. So we really all were staring at
She's
her.
doing the slow motion.
Yeah, just slowly, slowly slipping off the horse, but she never made it all the way off. They kind of, beelined it to her, got her back up, and then it was fine the rest of the time. So,
And they
but
probably know. They
yeah,
probably know that's the horse that puffs up its belly when you put on the saddle and it lets it out and then it lets the person slide over.
my horse, the problem with that horse was it wanted to ride so close to the horse in front of me, who was my friend. So they told me I had to keep pulling back on the reins because he was really going to crawl up her back.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then the horse is going to like kick your horse, and
They're like, they do this all the time.
yeah. It's like the horses do that all the time, and now they're rebelling, or they're too excited. But it was beautiful because we also went by water with the horse. We got to go into the lake with the horses,
What?
got some photos, and the horses loved it because they can cool off. And it was when they got their break. So we took a
Oh.
break so the horses, because even though it was only about an hour, I think it was an hour trail ride or an hour and a half, they have strict regulations. I don't know if it's a legal thing or at the place we're at, but that the horses get a break, which I loved that too.
Yeah, the horses union.
And they were drinking like the lake water, and yeah.
That shows they care about the animals,
Mhm.
right? That's important
And
too.
we went to the place that I had gone to like years, I think it was for my 18th birthday when I went horseback riding with friends. So we went to the same place. So that was really nice too. I really enjoyed it. I'd only ridden a horse twice, and both times I was a teenager. So I was so excited to have the opportunity again. But I probably wouldn't have done it if she hadn't encouraged me. And she only encouraged me literally because we rode a carousel. So,
Yes, those are the things. That's the kind of vibe I remember from high school as well, is
yeah.
adventuring, right? So, like someone
Yes.
says something and then, oh, let's figure that out, or let's try that, or let's do that.
Yeah. Uh, no, it was just, nostalgia. I'm a big fan of nostalgic things, even if it's like looking at old toys from like the 80s and 90s online, or when I go to Disney World, like nostalgia it's just so important to me for whatever reason. It makes me feel really happy. Sometimes
Yeah.
bittersweet, right? Like, but generally
Yeah.
happy.
That's so cool. Now I gotta think of an adventure to do.
You do, yeah.
I try to like new experiences. And the thing last year was going to plays, which I've done before, but not like actively. So we've
Hmm.
gone to like a bunch of just community theater kind of
Oh,
plays in the
nice,
last
yeah.
year. And it's so fun. I love seeing people, they're not professionals, right? They have
Yeah.
regular jobs and they're out there doing a thing that could be pretty vulnerable and they're having fun. And if they mess up a little, okay, everyone does.
But a lot of them are amazing.
Yeah, they
A
are.
lot of them are actually really good considering, like you said, they have day jobs and this isn't their career. And they can be
Yeah.
so good.
And they're out there singing away or
Yeah.
whatever, crying.
Not tripping over their own feet like I would.
Yeah, and some of them are. And maybe that's part of the charm.
Yep.
That's great. I agree. That's how we know each other. I was just thinking about how everyone was cool. Or I'm delusional.
We had a really good year, I think. Like our school year, our grade, like there weren't a lot of problem students. There weren't really bullies. Like we just had a good year. We lucked out. My sister's class was a bit different. There was some drama and complications, but I feel like our year was really good.
Yeah, and like all I remember every teacher being cool. Like maybe it's rose-colored glasses, but they were all strange and passionate about what they were doing and like that's what I look for.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then like I
that's great.
remember one time a teacher, like I was having trouble understanding some of the math concepts. And then a different math teacher saw me kind of in the hallway frustrated, and he came over and he taught me in a different way, like just on his own time, like on a whim.
Yeah.
I mean, full disclosure, he had been one of my best friend's dads growing up, but but
But
now
he
he was the
doesn't
math
have to
teacher.
do it.
Exactly. He didn't have to do it. It was after school time. He could have just ignored me and said, "Feel better and go talk to your teacher." But so like, yeah, we did have some wonderful, wonderful teachers. So many of them.
Yeah, they were all going the extra mile. And my son has had great teachers too, Like 99% of them are great. And I'm like, how do you remain great with everything that you have to do now? Like so many
Yeah.
I talked to a teacher the other day, so many regulations, so many everything, and you're still like letting your care for the children shine through. That's amazing.
I feel like even though I know in Ontario teachers are paid decently, but I know in a lot of the states they're not.
Yeah.
But even in Ontario, I'm like, you could pay them whatever. Like, raise it. I don't like give them
Yep.
all the money because they're
Double it.
teaching my kids, and that means I don't have to teach my kids.
Yes. Yes. We talked about, because you know how things are in the States schools. We talked about homeschooling at one point, but then when I looked into it, I was like, this is someone's passion. Someone's
Mhm.
full, they've gone to school for it. They know about how to teach kids this and that. They know about their subject. How am I
Mhm.
going to have that expertise? I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
It's not possible. And then I'm going to
No.
get frustrated.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Like my one of my children learns very differently than I do. So like I'll be
Hmm.
trying to teach something and my child is like I don't understand and I'm like I don't get how you don't understand it. But
Right.
then I grab my husband who used to struggle with some subjects, especially math, and so he knows how to break it down more. So I think isn't it ironic that the one who struggled in school is the one better able to help our children?
Yeah.
Because he could probably homeschool them, except he's the one making, the main income in our family, so he can't do that.
That's what I'm like. How could I do math and science and like literature and social studies and like it's like I'm overwhelmed just looking at an itinerary.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, any of the parents who are able to homeschool, like, bless them because I don't know how they do it.
They must just be teachers.
And they barely have a break, right? Like, they're parenting and
Yeah.
then teaching and then parenting, and like, good for them,
Ah,
but I'm not sure I could do it.
no. And I had the hardest time like just with homework, right? Especially like COVID was crap no matter what, but it was like a little tiny kid like watching his class on a video, which isn't ideal, and then having homework to do where I'm the one who have to I have to get you to do this homework and I'm not having fun and you're not
No,
having fun.
Amy, I had to stare at my son the entire 6 hours every
Yeah.
day of his online schooling because okay, for an example, I heaven forbid went to the bathroom, I come back, he's got the hamster out in front of the screen.
How did you do this so
You're
fast?
in, or I'd like go to the kitchen to get a snack and I come back and he's rolling around the floor with the dog. And I'm like, no, your teacher's literally talking right now. So
But it's so hard. It's so hard
it
to
is,
look
it
at a
is,
screen and care.
especially with my kids who have ADHD, like having to sit in one spot for so long
Yeah.
was getting hard. And then the poor phys ed teacher trying to come up with something for them to do in front of a screen, but like it just eventually I was kind of like, go ride your bike, I'll talk to your teacher. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eventually, we all had to be like, well, this is weird, and we're gonna adapt. Because, yeah, the
yes.
gym teacher was like, he was like the first YouTuber ever. Is like he was learning all the lessons that other people have already learned, but he didn't watch a video about making a video at all. He's like got his sports poster, like one sports poster on an empty wall, right? And then the floor, and he's like doing jumping jacks. And the kids are doing it, I guess, but I was like, this is so silly, poor guy.
I know. Exactly because like I kept thinking they should just send the kids outside to do stuff. But I mean, they have to have a reason to pay the teacher for doing
Yes.
their job. But I felt so bad because it was like, how do you come up with something that like every kid can do in their house, even if they're in a
Yeah.
tiny apartment or a
Yeah.
big home or maybe they're at their
And
parents' office sometimes, right? Like so
yeah,
I
and they
I
can't
felt
be loud and they can't hurt
exactly.
themselves. I'm like, well, I guess it's jumping jacks.
He did some yoga. My kid was like, I don't
Hmm.
want to do it. I'm like, then go in the pool. You have to do something else. I'll email him and say you went in the pool and swam.
Yes. And that's like so much work, mental work on top of not just I'm sending you to school and they'll figure it out. It's I'm having to sit here, make sure you look at the class. I have to listen. I had to listen
Because
for whatever the teacher was telling the homework, right? Because
the kids weren't listening.
why would they be able to remember that? Like they just heard 90 minutes of whatever was happening. So I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, did you do the worksheet? What worksheet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I remember this one teacher, this poor guy, I felt so bad for him. I think he did geography or social studies. He'd explain the instructions twice, and like the
Yeah.
first questions from the kids were like, "So what are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "Oh, this poor man." And he was so patient and
Yes.
not like, but I was like sitting, in the background, kind of like, "Oh, this poor guy."
And I was like, can I help? Like, if I yell it across the thing, like, I know you can't yell it.
Yeah, but can I tell you? Can I tell these kids to pay attention? Can I give the answer? I know
Well, and
it.
because can you imagine you're the teacher and you know a bunch of parents are listening to you? Like,
Mm,
that's another layer of stress. Because at school,
yeah.
you can teach the kids the way you know, but if when it was COVID, there would sometimes be parents who'd come over and like say something to the teacher, and I'm like, hello, this is their
I
time.
know. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
doing that. My son had such good teachers in those years, though. Like, one of them, the homework was like to read, right? I don't know. It's always to read, but it was to read a story at bedtime or something. And they asked my son, like, oh, what story did you read at bedtime? And he told them. And they were like, oh, what's that story about? And he's like, oh, can I read it to you? And like after the class ended, the teacher stayed on and my son read the whole story to that teacher. And
Oh,
the
that's
teacher was like,
amazing.
oh, that's cool. You did that. Like giving them extra time, I was like, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Like you said before, it's a passion for a lot of them, right? It's not just a job. It's
Yeah.
passion and a lot of them do go above and beyond. My daughter had a teacher before COVID, thankfully. She had her for 2 years, which was great. And she was just amazing. My daughter was having a little bit of problems with stress, so she'd often ask to go home. But this teacher really worked with her and tried to build her confidence and like use it like really went above and beyond to make sure that my daughter felt like supported and good in the club because my daughter does have a learning disability, so it can be hard for her sometimes at school. But this teacher just believed in her so much too, like you could just tell. So I just like God bless them.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're teaching stuff so we don't have to teach our kids.
Yeah. And they're taking on so much emotional labor. I don't know how it's there, but here, my son was taking like hour-long tests on the computer in grade two.
Oh my
Like,
goodness, no, it's not like that here. Or at least not at the school my kids go
yeah.
slash went. Like my daughter's in grade 11 and she only has one formal exam and for her art she has to go in to do a final project and the other two classes she doesn't even have exams. Like they
Yeah.
which I'm okay with. Like she's still learning to write an exam, but they're not just like arbitrarily throwing them in for classes where it doesn't maybe need to be
Yes.
done. Like, yeah.
That's what I remember. I remember like one maybe stressful time that I was like, oh, like in my mind, even if I fail this exam, I'm okay. Really.
Yeah, because you could calculate your grade before. Yeah. So now
Yeah.
they do what they do is so the final 30% of their mark, like for us, it was just the exam. Now they do a
Mm.
final like culminating activity. So like a big
Oh,
project which sums up kind of everything they've learned. And then in a lot of classes they then have an exam and they kind of split it like maybe one's worth 10% and one's worth 20 or they're both worth 15. But the culminating is like basically review for the exam
yeah.
anyway.
That's smart.
I think it does work a lot better now. And I keep saying like based on our information age that we're in, like exams to me should really just be open book because in this day and age, you can access information all the time. Like
Yeah.
even for your job or or for university, like I don't, and obviously if you don't study for the exam, you're still not going to do well with open book because you're going to be
No.
searching for everything. But that's just my opinion. I think that more exams should be open book because you really this in this day and age don't have to memorize everything.
Yeah. That's true. Like learning to learn is
Hmm.
the thing you need to do for
Yes.
sure. And
Yeah.
learning how to discern what's valuable information, learning how to
Yes.
figure out when you're being manipulated, that can be a whole class in itself. And I don't think any grade two child needs to be doing an hour-long test. I
No,
think that's
absolutely not.
crazy. And that leads to the stress.
Was it done at school or at home?
Yep. Well, at that point, one of them, no, two of them we did do at home because these are tests that they do twice a year. And there's like this long printout that we get. When I look at it and I'm like, wow, good. Like, it's not information that matters.
And see here, for elementary school, they don't typically grade stuff if it's been done at home because they don't know how much the parent did. So they've kind of shifted to not a lot of homework before high school because they're just worried that parents are going to just tell them what to do. And then, like, how do you compare that to maybe a student who doesn't have a parent available because they're working two jobs?
Yeah, that actually happened. You reminded me of that. In COVID, the kids' test scores were artificially high, a lot of them. So that couple years or whatever it was of testing was horrific for those kids because they looked like they were at this level and they were being taught at that level. And really, it was their parents.
Yeah.
I was so careful not to help. I wanted
Yeah, me
to.
too.
Everyone wants to help.
Oh, of course.
And luckily, both my son and I are rule followers. So I walked by and I was like, "How are you doing?" He's like, "You're not allowed to help." I'm like, "What?" You're right.
Yeah, I was very good too, like very limited help. Like just with one of my children, it was more like just keeping them focused. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like make sure you're paying attention. Or she'd ask me, like, I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z, like where do I find this in the house or this? Like it was like for an art
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, very minimal help because like could I have helped them and had them get a better grade? Yes. But would that have taught them anything?
Would teach them they don't have to do it. They just have to ask you. And now you got to go to school.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be learning, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, the grades, chasing the grades. That also leads to anxiety, by the way. I
Yeah.
remember oh my God, I got a 98. Looking back, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like where was the other 2%? But like, or like heaven
Yes.
forbid we got an 89, Amy. A mark in the 80s.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's the end. It's going to go on my permanent record. I believe
Yeah.
that was a thing. I haven't seen it. My permanent record should be spotless. Love it. I love it. This episode is brought to you by adding a little whimsy to your day. Who's got two thumbs and makes herself laugh? This guy. And now back to the. And now back to the. Speed round.
Okay.
Your speed. It can be slow, it can be fast. It does not matter.
Okay. Perfect.
Question number 1. What is the best summer activity?
Being near water.
Really? Any water?
Any water. So we live right like a 5-minute drive from a lake with a beach. We also have a pool. It has solar heating, so it's usually a really nice temperature. And my kids love the pool. My one child loves the beach more than the other. I really love walking by the beach area in early mornings. Like maybe if it's in June, I've dropped my kids at school already. If it's in the summer, I just get up early and just going for a walk. And we have a pier that kind of juts out to the lake. I mean, Amy, you probably remember that. And I just feel like hearing the sounds of the waves when very few other people are around. It makes me feel very calm and centered, and it's kind of a good way to start my day in the summer, to be honest.
It is. I'm like, oh my God, I'd have to go outside.
And selfishly, I always want to do it by myself. Like once in a while, I'll invite someone, but I really, it's like a me time thing, and just like listening. And I even did it once on like a Christmas Eve when it wasn't like too freezing. There was just a little light snow, and I did the same thing. And it's just something but water. Maybe it's because I was born in the summer, but any kind of body of water has always just made me feel calm. And I haven't had a lot of time to do that yet, so I'm looking forward to being able to.
And that's exercise and
Yeah,
relaxing your eyes, looking far away. That's a thing we don't do a lot. We're looking at
right?
screens.
Yep.
And the sound, I agree, the sound of water is very lulling and calming. It's kind of like being in a forest. There's something about those two things that it's like, I can
We're
relax.
we're reconnecting with like nature and the planet and stuff we probably should be doing way more often and we don't think of it.
And your phone's not going off a million
Exactly.
times.
If it does, I just ignore it. Like, sorry.
Do you bring your phone with you?
It's staying in my pocket.
Is that weird? Because it can beep and beep and beep, and I don't even have the urge to look at it anymore.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's there for when I feel like looking at it again.
Yeah. I would see when I send text messages or anything, I just treat it almost like an email. Like they'll just get
Yeah.
back to me when they can get back to me. Other people, I think, view it as like they feel like they have to reply right away, and that's never how I intend it. So,
No, that's a good way to put it. Because I'll be like, okay, in this 5 minutes, I feel like replying to people. So I'll go and I'll reply and then I'll put my phone down and like someone will reply right back and I'm like, what's that?
yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that.
No, I didn't. This is outside my time schedule.
You know, like that, I'll get to that later. They're
Yeah,
probably like,
for
you
sure.
just sent me something.
Yeah,
I did, and now I'm eating nachos, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry about that.
I'm not ignoring you, but I am.
Mm-mm. Right. I'll get back to you when I have the brain to be able to answer. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, here's what I'll do. I'll look at it, think of an answer, but be like, oh, I'm too busy to do this right now. And then I'll forget that it was there and I won't answer.
Yeah, or you think you've already. I feel like for me, it's like I feel like I had a whole conversation with somebody, but it was in my head. It never actually happened.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh, well, I won't reply right now, as if I'm going to remember that later. So
Mm,
I agree. I don't have the best summer activity because I do the same things in summer and winter.
mm.
I mean, we go outside and sometimes and what do we do? We go to the community pool.
Okay, well that's nice.
It has band-aids in it. It's okay.
That's the worst. I don't know why. That's the worst thing to find in a pool.
It is. I'm like, just don't look like we can wear goggles. And then I'm like, maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
don't look
maybe I
under.
don't want to see that. Yeah, for sure.
That's perfect. You get 100 points.
Thank you.
What's this summer point? Ooh, like 100 ice creams.
Ooh,
Hmm. Ice cream's good in winter too, though. I'm gonna throw that out there.
that's true. I
But
feel like for some reason though, in the summer it has to be in a cone. Like in the winter it can be in a bowl, but if you're outside in the heat,
yeah,
summer it has to be in a cone.
yeah, and I like those waffle cones. I'm in the
Yes.
waffle cone zone now.
Yeah. My kids are like that too.
Yeah, they're delicious. It's not just
Mhm.
that one. What was the one that was always around when we were little? It's like yellow and it's basically like cardboard, but you could still eat it.
Yeah, it tastes like cardboard with a bit of sugar in it. Yeah, just the
Yeah,
regular standard cone. Yeah, they're still there. They're still everywhere.
I don't want those. I think
No.
I've earned a waffle.
Yeah, for sure. Get your waffle cone, Amy.
I will next time we go. And then it'll
Yeah.
drip on me and I'll be like, "Oh, help."
Yeah. Yeah, but Brenna told me to do this, so it's her fault.
I'll send a picture like that. Yeah, well, I just have to eat faster. That's the real answer. Question 2. Most confusing part about owning a hedgehog.
I don't know what to do when she won't get out of her ball. She curls into this ball, and you can't even really see her face. And in some circumstances, it can actually be dangerous if they're trying to hibernate. But she's not doing that. But I panic every time, and then trying to figure out like how do I coax her out when she's still like hedgehogs can take months to get used to their new families. So
Oh,
I think I'm the one that she's most used to, but like I'll be trying to coax her out, and then like my husband's coming in, my kids are coming in, and so she's like just coming out, and then she back into her ball,
you're
and
like,
then I'm like,
everyone, I'm doing something. I'm
everyone
defusing a
just get away!
bomb.
Like, and I'm trying to, and also I think a lot of people don't recognize that they are nocturnal, so like I can't just get her up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, like to have her out. I have to either do it early in the morning or late at night, so that I'm not interrupting her sleep schedule.
Like
So
me.
yes, right.
How my sleep
Well,
schedule is off. I was a hedgehog.
maybe you're a hedgehog. So you just have to learn how to curl in a ball,
Yeah.
and then it's so funny because they have like the spikes on them, and if she's in a mood and you touch her, like you can see how they would react to a predator because her spikes will like go up, like they were laying
Mm.
flat, and then she makes this like noise, and then her spikes go up, and I'm like, oh, okay, someone's in a mood today.
That's so fun. What is the hedgehog's name and how did you decide to get them?
So friends of ours were testing out looking for a new home for her. They have two children on the autism spectrum, and they were just getting overwhelmed. They have other pets too, so they kind of reached out to see if anyone would take her. And because I used to work at a pet store that used to have hedgehogs, like I have some experience with them. I mean, that was like forever ago. And my husband was kind of like, well, you miss having a small pet. Like we had had a hamster in the past. I had like mice and stuff. And they were giving everything for free, like the big cage, the extra food, like extra everything. So other than like potential vet care, and she doesn't eat a lot of food, so that's not even an expense. And I thought it would be really kind of interesting. So she came with her name. Her name is Chip. Apparently, she was named after potato chips. But my one of my good friends jokingly calls her Ruth because she says she looks like an old lady.
Oh,
Yes, so we joke that her nickname is Ruth. She's funny. It's interesting to see her get acclimatized to her new environment. I found out that hedgehogs like to push stuff around, but they're not chewers. So they're like, you can give them a bunch of like cat toys, you can give them rubber duckies, you can give them toilet paper rolls, but apparently you should cut a slit down them because they might get stuck in them because they try to crawl into little tight spaces.
yeah.
So like she has all this stuff. They like clutter apparently. So like I ended up filling her enclosure with more stuff, and I'll find like the toilet paper rolls with like the rubber ducky pushed inside of them, or the balls all the way across.
Playing.
So it's enrichment for them, right? Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
They love clutter. That's so funny.
I wouldn't recommend a hedgehog for a really young child because it would be hard for them to understand that you can't just wake them up in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And you can't really, and you have to handle them with something, either like with gloves, or what I do is I just get like a thick cloth to kind of take her out so I'm not poked by her spines.
Yeah. Does that itch?
It's not itchy, it hurts a little
Oh,
bit. It's uncomfortable because because again, when she starts to get picked up, she kind of pokes them out more. It's not like, she's not like a porcupine. Like they can actually release their quills, right? And get
yeah.
stuck in you. Hedgehogs aren't like that. But for my kids' age, they're both teenagers. They're able to understand like the limits of this. So I think they just find her cool, like because she's like
Yeah.
exotic or something.
And she's really your pet then.
Yeah, I think so. I do everything for her now.
Yeah, that's hard to say no when it's like, well, I'll give you everything and it's free and it's something you like already. You're like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. And to be honest, like I had been on a pain medication, so I was just like saying yes to everything. So,
they're like, do you want a hedgehog and a new car? You're like, well,
well,
okay. So how many points for that? And a Sonic ring. You know the hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what I'm picturing.
yeah,
A Sonic ring worth of points. I think they're made of gold. That should be a lot.
yeah.
Number three, I wrote, here's what I wrote. Rank your friends in order from best to worst. Just kidding.
Thank God.
I couldn't let you sit in that anxiety for even one
Thank
second.
you.
But the actual question is, what are some tips and tricks for surrounding yourself with supportive non jackasses? Because you seem to have a lot.
I do. I am extremely lucky. I have a lot of good friends, and none of which are jackasses. To be honest, a lot of them I connected with, even though a lot of them live locally, I connected better initially through like Messenger or text messages. I feel like I'm better at communicating at the written word. And then just if they're on Facebook and you see their profiles and you can see like kind of like what do they share? What memes do they share? What things do they seem interested in? It's a good way to kind of gauge if they have enough in common with you, enough for me a lot of it's about the same values you have. So for me, I know for some people it seems weird, but connecting with people online first has actually served me very well.
Oh, yeah. You're preaching to the choir. I'm like, oh, well, I will talk to you online, but if you expect me to be somewhere, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, and I like going out. I like seeing my friends. We plan some really fun stuff, but I'm also the person that if you have to cancel, I'm completely okay with it. like,
Yeah.
like yes, I'll miss you. Yes, I'll be a bit like bummed we couldn't see each other, but I'll also think of like, oh, okay, what can I do that I was gonna be doing with that
Yes.
time? So like, I always want people to know like I'm not gonna be, you get sick or something, like don't feel bad. It's stay home and take care of yourself. But
I think that's one of the values.
sometimes I don't know how I got so lucky with my friends. Sometimes it's because I've met friends through other friends and
Hmm.
they already know kind of like my values and morals and sense of humor and stuff. But yeah, I feel like luck has also been a big part of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's luck at first, but then I'm like, oh, I probably won't put up with certain things.
Yeah, with XYZ. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to fly. I can have a conversation with anyone, right?
Mhm.
When I go work at like the polling for voting here, you have to
Mhm.
work with people who are opposite to you
Yeah.
as part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works the same there, but here, like if you're a Democrat, you have to work with a Republican on everything
Oh, I don't
because
think it's no, it's I don't think it's like that here at all.
it's very weird in my opinion, but it's like if I'm helping a voter, I'm the Democrat. So like I have to have the Republican come with me to help them so that we're like
Oh,
checking each other because it's so adversarial. Like, ooh, I could
right.
trick them into wanting universal
Yeah.
health care. Oh
Yeah. Oh
my
no.
God. So that is an experience of like I already know this person has at least a label difference from me. And it's interesting talking to them. And some of them are okay in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. And then I'm kind of confused about how did you get there? So I'm open to that, but there are things that I'm not open to, and those will be swiftly removed. And I think that's part of it.
It's like
Yes.
you're like my hedge. Your senses come up, like how she puts her quills
Like,
up. It's
whoop.
like your sense. Yeah, you're like. "Mm."
Mm-mm.
But I also find that like because you only have two major parties in the States, I find it's more divisive where you are. Because
Yeah.
here we have three like major ones, and then like the Green Party is kind of a secondary. But so there's four. So like if you don't agree with one party, it's only like a step to the next one. But where for
Yeah.
in the States, it's more like a leap. And so a lot of people I find get affiliated with their party. And yes, sometimes it's like they would have needed somebody in the middle. But you
Mm-hmm.
don't have someone necessarily in the middle unless there's like a really great independent running. So I think that's
Yeah.
why your country gets a bit more divisive.
Yeah. And it's designed that way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I think that a lot of people would like more choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like to have like maybe
Yeah.
a third, at least a third party that's in the middle of the two. And then again, it's just like a step if you're on, like, if you're a Republican, for example, who's not happy with Trump, you might feel stuck. Like, do I vote for the Democrat even though I don't necessarily agree with their party? Do I vote for the Republican Party even though I don't really want this man to be president? It becomes very difficult for people. I just feel like
Yeah.
it's a bit easier here because, like I said, you're only taking, like, you're only moving a little bit if you go a different way.
Yeah, and it's not your whole identity, right? Because here
Yeah,
it's team sports. It's like, oh, my
yeah,
dad was a Republican and his dad before him. And like, okay, well, the party changed.
yeah,
Things
exactly. Yeah.
changed.
Because people will often bring up, like, say, for example, Abraham Lincoln, who was, I believe,
Hmm.
was a Republican, and what, the wonderful things that he stood for. But then I think, yeah, but if he was around today, I think he'd be a Democrat.
Yeah, they flipped.
Yeah. And I even feel like here, the conservatives, from what my dad said, used to be a little bit more center, and now they've
Hmm.
been going more and more right. So, like, yes,
Yeah.
parties do change, and it's good if you can adapt to that, but when it's part of your identity, like it is for a lot of people in the USA, it can become a lot harder. But like you kind of mentioned before, sometimes you meet people who identify by a certain party, and then you hear their values, and you're kind of confused why they're
Yeah.
in that party because their values seem to match the other one.
Maybe that's part of it. Like, be careful what you take into your personality, right?
Yeah,
I'm okay with being known as someone who's curious, someone who's kind, someone who's compassionate, but I don't necessarily need the label Democrat because I think a bunch of
right.
Democrats are shit. But I had to
Yeah.
register as that in order to have access to a lot of voting because if you're registered independent here, you can't vote in the primaries and you can't work as a poll worker
Oh, okay.
because you're independent. And here, there's even a greater divide because, like, Republican and Democrat, those are the two you need and have to be with each other. But conservative is a different registration
Oh.
and they don't count as anything either.
Oh.
And they see a huge difference between conservative and Republican. And I'm like, I didn't even know those were separate. Like, it's
Yeah.
almost like they've gone down into like the weeds and they're just stuck there. And I'm like, how about we look for who's in our best interest? Is that possible? Maybe when we get a candidate like that.
Like without even thinking, that's what I kind of like. Like we have a mayor race coming up in the fall, and I'm like, I love because there's no party affiliation, so you literally just look at the
Yeah.
person. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm biased because one of my good friends is running, but I also
Ooh.
actually believe she's the best choice. But in general, like those municipal elections where there's no party stuff, I feel like, oh, that's how more elections should run. You actually look at all of the candidates. look what they stand for and pick the person you like best. It has nothing to do
Yeah.
with a party. Yeah.
Oh, and that's so hard for people. Like, just vote the ticket, right? It'll be like Democrat, tick, 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 right? And I'm too paranoid to do that. I have to look
Mhm.
up, is this Democrat like saying a bunch of horrible shit? Are they
Mhm.
saying like women shouldn't be humans? Because that can
Yeah.
happen. You can run on the ticket and still be insane.
Yeah. Well, for
So,
an
but other
example,
people are just like, boop, boop, boop.
and even like, didn't Donald Trump used to be more Democrat
Yes.
before he, yeah. So like
Hmm.
sometimes it's just confusing, right? So,
The label doesn't mean too much sometimes.
yeah,
And
no.
then at our most recent election, it was school board something, whatever it was. And I had so much trouble finding out what each candidate wanted to do or was or anything. There were three candidates who seemed to have a social presence, but only on Facebook. And I was like, okay, well, they're either paying to like promote, which is okay, I guess, but that means you have to have money, or
Yeah.
they're really into it and I can't tell which it is. And then these other ones who don't have any presence, what if they're better and I just don't know?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's sometimes
I want a website that shows everything, just unbiased.
what's good about this is it shows that you take your voting responsibility seriously.
Yeah, and it's hard. And I see why people
Yeah.
don't do it.
And that's why I'm not actually in favor of when people bring up mandatory voting
Right.
because it's like, well, you can make people vote, but you can't make them vote responsibly.
No, you could,
So,
they just
like,
check it off.
there's some people, yeah, exactly. Some people would just go in and say, like, I'm just going to check off anyone on the right hand side, or like, or the
Yeah,
person below, or like, I think that people should vote. I think it's a, a right and a very important right. But I also understand that if you're not paying attention, you don't care. Like, I don't think people should be made to do it.
yeah, I
I
agree.
know some countries do it, but even so, I am disappointed with how low we I don't know about in the States, but we have very low voter turnouts for a lot of stuff here, like 50%, just over 50%. Our municipal ones are, I think, lower than 50. It's disappointing. And maybe part of that is just the life we're in where people are fed up with politics and they're almost checking out. Like
Yeah,
it's too stressful. It's anxiety inducing and I feel like I struggle with that balance between wanting to not have a breakdown every day, but also being informed.
exactly. And that's hard.
It's kind of a hard balance.
It is. I need a buffer. Like, I need a
Yeah.
comedian telling me the news.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a guy on Instagram, and I think he's originally British, but he does a very good American accent. And he'll kind of go through some of the US news, and I'm like, this is how I should get all of my news because it's done
Yeah.
in a funny way, but it's still factual.
Yes. Yes, that's what I want. Because I
Yeah.
know it's horrible. I can tell.
Yeah.
You don't gotta hammer that home. And I don't have to see that for
Yeah.
24 hours a day. Yes. And I've always been, always, I don't know, since I was working, jobs that I worked at, not now, because now I work for whoever I want to, but when I worked at a big corporation, sometimes they wouldn't necessarily inform their workers about their rights of you can leave work to vote and like you can
Ooh.
be paid to go vote. So every
Yeah.
time there
We have
was an
that here
election,
too.
I would say, I'm not telling you who to vote for. You vote for whoever you want. But no, you can take off work. You can get paid for it. This is protected. Go do it. And the kids, they're like 20, whatever year olds. First of all, they don't know that. Second of all, they want time off work. And all I'm really trying to do is build the muscle of like, oh, I've gone to the polls before. This
Yeah.
isn't that scary, right? And
Yeah.
when I work there, as soon as someone says it's their first time voting, all of the workers like clap for them. They're like, "Oh,
Yes.
thanks for
Yes.
coming." Right? That's so important. You have to make this a process that isn't painful.
They've actually done something in Ontario recently. My daughter got a letter from the government, and I was like, "Why is she getting a letter about from elections?" I go, "It was Elections Canada," because my daughter's was 16 at the time. She's recently turned 17, but it's to pre-register you so that when you turn 18, you don't miss out on
What?
like being part of getting the thing in the mail that allows you to vote. So I think that's actually a good idea to try to encourage more young people.
Yeah, what the hell? A country that wants people to vote? Crazy. What a crazy
I
system.
I'm trying to think though. I think we actually do have mail-in ballots too.
In Nevada, we did. It was awesome. Because I did. going to the play. It's hot. It's in a
Well,
tent.
especially one of the years with a lot of them was 2020, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
pandemic stuff, people wanted to stay home and
Well, and
yeah.
one of them too, like I got the mail-in ballot and then I had to take it to the polling place. But it was just that you dropped it in the box at the polling place instead of waiting in
Oh,
line. So that was fine too, because then I was just in and
yeah.
out.
I think anything that makes it easier to vote, like
Yeah.
properly, but easier is a good thing. Like take
And
away the barriers.
exactly. And people get confused because they don't understand like and confused, I'm being generous, but people will start to get up in arms about like, well, mail-in voting, you can vote twice. No, you can't.
No,
If
you
someone
can't.
shows up and they have a mail-in ballot, when I boop them in the system, it says they have a mail-in ballot. You can only vote once.
Yeah. You
Most
can only
people
vote
won't
once.
even do once. Please
Yes, I
understand.
know. Oh,
Exactly. And I think that's a good way of looking at it too. It doesn't matter all the labels, it matters the actions because you're looking at
yes.
people's feeds. You're like, what are they doing when they're just having fun online? What memes are they sharing? Are they saying it's going to be May and it's the NSYNC guy? Because that's someone we can get along with.
Yes.
So, how many points? You get as many points as there are good people in the world.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
That
I
is a lot.
maintain it's a
Yes.
lot.
What's the world population right now? About 8 billion?
8? Yeah.
I think so. I remember still in school when it was like 6 and all of a sudden it was like, yeah, oh my goodness.
We got
Amazing.
more. And I think most of them are good most of the time.
Yes.
And I think most of them are doing their best almost all of the time.
Yeah.
That can be a depressing fact if it needs to be, but it's there.
Yeah.
Number 4. I wonder what I was doing. I wrote Happy Pride or How is Life as a Blue Jays fan?
So those two things are completely separate. I will let you
Yeah.
know that I do have my pride flag up, and we have a little, yes, we have a little gnome, kind of pride-esque garden flag as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we've set up to make sure that especially one of my child's friends are part of the LGBTQ plus community. So I want to make sure that when they come to my house, they know that they're safe here.
Yes.
As for being a Blue Jays fan, a few days ago, our main catcher came back from being on the injured list for like 60 days. And I feel like there's a lot more cohesion all of a sudden again. He
Mm.
got on base every single time he batted. 3 times were hits, one was a walk. He's also the main catcher. But they've been easing him in. They've still been rotating him, and there were some frustrating games at the beginning of the season. But I feel like with him, like I know he's just one player, and they have a lot of other good players. But sometimes just you need players to connect the team in that certain way. It's kind of like several years ago when this man from Japan, Kawasaki, was there, and it's not like he was like the best player, but something about his personality made them play so well together. And he didn't always start with them, but when he did, they like just again, I think it was his personality. It made the team come together. So, and I feel like that's kind of like now with this catcher that now that he's back, I feel like we're going to be on the upswing again. And even though they beat us after the first game recently, where we beat the Yankees really well, was kind of satisfying. Sorry, Amy, I know you're in New York, but
No, the Yankees are the no team.
oh, okay.
The Mets are good and the Yankees just buy wins.
Oh, perfect. So, like, one of my best friends lives in New York City, and her team is the Mets. So I'll have
Yes.
to let her know that.
Approved.
Yes. Yep.
And what's this guy's name and why was he injured? Is someone hitting his kneecaps?
So his name is Alejandro Kirk. He's originally from Mexico. No, he injured. I think it was his thumb got really badly broken. He had to have actual surgery on it, which for fingers and toes and thumbs is not very common to need a surgery. So
Yeah.
they had to let him have a lot of rest and recuperation, and then they started him back like in the minors to make sure that he was doing well. And I think his first game back in the minors, if I'm not mistaken, I think he hit a home run.
Oh my gosh. Well, and the idea of like, this is how I make a living, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he's a catcher, so he needs his hands.
Yeah. And then like, oh my God, I broke it. That would be so
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah,
Oh,
and now I will say that I'm pulling a blank. His name starts with a P. The main fill-in catcher, very good. I'm hoping they're gonna keep him on the roster. He's
Mhm.
good at hitting. He's good at, I mean, he's not the same as Kirk, but, and of course they sometimes nickname him Captain Kirk because,
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
how do you not?
That's the best. Anyone with the name Kirk already has a nickname. It's already there. And weren't the Blue Jays like really close to winning last year? Is that because I sensed that from your page and the ups and downs? I was like, oh my gosh, there's turmoil.
They made it to game 7 of the World Series, which is the last game you can have. It only goes 7 games.
Okay,
But
that
then
makes sense.
the last batter hit into a double play from the Jays, so they lost. But it was the first time in 32 years they had won the pennant for the American League
Yeah.
and even been to the World Series. So even though they weren't successful, it was such a good, and it made people like, I'd be in public and someone would wear a Blue Jay hat and someone else is talking to them about it, and I feel like it created some cohesion that we needed in our country because we only have one baseball team now. So
Really?
when they call, yeah, because the Expos are gone and
Oh
we don't have,
yeah.
yeah, so it created a lot of like countrywide cohesion that I feel like we've needed recently.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They beat the Yankees early in the playoffs, and I think that made a lot of people's years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's the same people winning every time. That's boring.
I will say though that the Yankees guy Aaron Judge, who's a really good player, I believe he might actually be on the injured list. He was very gracious about it in the interview I saw, saying like that they earned it and everything. So I will give him credit. Sometimes people just don't like him because he's a really good Yankee, but I'm like, you know what? He seems like a decent human being. So
Yeah. In sports interviews, to get that right, that's hard because
yeah, for
sometimes they're
sure.
like, "Oh, why did you lose?"
And
They're
then they're
like, "We
emotional and angry and
right." And the answer is always like, "They got more points than us." So then it becomes charisma like and you have to get that right.
yeah. So now, but now the Dodgers see the problem. They're the one who got the Shotani, this amazing player from Japan a few years ago, and there had been a rumor that he was maybe signing with the Jays. So it was a
Oh,
big disappointment when he didn't sign with us, and he has taken them to 2 World Series and I think won both of them now. So
dang
when
it.
we got this gentleman from Japan, Akamoto, I think is his name, people were being like, "Oh, he's just Otani, like from Wish.com,"
Oh
and
my
I'm like, "Well, that's so mean." And I mean, he had a bit of a slow start, but like now it's like he's a good fielder. He's getting good hits. I think he's actually hit more than the other guy. So I'm like, okay, this
Mhm.
is promising.
People gotta complain, right? That's what it is.
Yes.
Soon he'll be their favorite. They'll say they never said
Yep.
anything bad about him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So how many points in the World Series? What's the high? I'm gonna look it up. Highest scoring World Series. 1993. Isn't that when the Blue Jays won?
Yes, when Joe Carter got his walk-off homer.
Well, that's the highest scoring.
Well, and he was my favorite player, so that makes me happy.
What? That's so cool.
He didn't even swing at the best pitch. He like golfed it. Like,
He's like, this is happening. I don't need it to
yeah,
be
he's like, I
right.
just, yeah.
That was 15 to 14. Holy shit. That's so many points.
And they actually had him throw one of the first pitches in the World Series last year because he had been
Oh,
in
that's so cool.
the big hate. He actually because he was involved in both plays in both the World Series the Jays won. They had for some reason put him on first base in 1992, and so he caught the winning catch. And then yeah, and then in '93 he hit
He
a
hit it.
I think it was a 3-run home run, maybe 2 or 3-run home run to win the game, and
Oh my
yeah.
God. That's like a movie.
But nobody had woken me up in '92 because he was my favorite player, and I fell asleep at my grandmother's house, and they just let me sleep, and I missed the whole World Series win, and I've been so offended ever since then. But we made sure I was awake for the next year, and he definitely made up for it. So
Oh, that would have been devastating if you missed the one time in like
yeah,
40 years. Oh, that's such a cool story. I wish I knew enough of the backstory of sports to like understand what I'm watching. Because it's like a soap opera.
I'm like that with most sports. I
Yeah.
cannot watch football and have any clue what's going on. I cannot
Yeah.
watch soccer and know why are you upset with the referee. But I can
Mm-hmm.
watch baseball and have a better idea just because that's the thing I watched growing up and I
Yeah.
played it, and I mean I wasn't good, but I played it.
Yeah, and I think it is that knowledge that makes it interesting to me. So for the Olympics, I don't know anything about ski, shoot, run, jump, whatever they're doing. But when the announcers are good, I feel like I know everything, right?
Mhm.
Like as they're going, like, oh, they did this whatever thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they did, right? And then I start to feel like I'm involved in it. I think that's all it needs to be.
Meanwhile, we're sitting like on the couch in our pajamas, being like, they don't know what
Oh,
they're doing.
they should have laid down faster. I
Yeah,
mean, what do you
they
think you're
should
gonna
have done
win if
that.
you don't lay down faster? Like,
I'm like eating chips in my like, yeah, pajama pants, and I'm like, tisk tisk.
oh, that's the part. I think that's what viewership is to me. Knowing like, was that good? It was? Okay, now I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Great answer. This is number 5. Last question. So, being a stay-at-home mom in school versus summer, what's the difference? Is there one? How does it work?
Well, I much prefer the summer months, which is kind of like depressing in a way because it's only 2 months. But
Yeah.
I don't thrive on routine, and both of my children have ADHD, and they do not thrive on routine either. They don't
Yeah.
want to get up early in the mornings, ideally. They don't really, like a lot of kids do thrive on routine and schedules and stuff. Mine just aren't like that. So in the summer, when it's like we can either pre plan what we're going to do some days, and then some days we have lazy days. And then other days I wake up and, I kind of keep a list of stuff we might want to do in the summer. So
Yeah.
if we kind of all wake up and when they get up, they want to do something, I can check my list. But I think the biggest thing I love about summer, and I know this is going to sound really weird because my kids are older and could do it themselves, but I don't have them, is I don't have to pack school lunches.
Ooh, okay. See, we have a different
And
experience because here school lunch is free.
yeah, and here, no, they don't provide lunches. Now, every Friday, their school chooses to offer a hot lunch. You have to pay for it, but they never have it super expensive or anything.
Yeah.
But and I love those days for it's just for the elementary schools. I love those days for my son. My daughter's school has a cafeteria. You have to pay for it, but she never wants to go. And I'm like, I would literally rather hand you $10 than make a lunch on this particular day. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just, and part of it is also just the mental work of making sure I have, because the elementary schools here have to be peanut free. I don't know if it's like that where you are.
It depends on the school. His first school was like that, and this one is doesn't care.
So the whole board is peanut free because of the prevalence of allergies.
Yeah.
And luckily, a lot of snacks now are like for school, they're prepackaged with like the no peanut symbol on them for ease. But it's just like remembering everything I need to have that the kids like to take in their lunches, making sure I don't miss it on the grocery shop, making sure I pack what they'll actually eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love summers because, well, first of all, I just love that there's more like sunshine and less darkness.
Yeah.
But yeah, if my kids thrived on a routine, I would deal with it. But it's none of us. Not and my husband works shift work, night shifts and stuff, so he's not in any routine.
Yeah.
So I love that we could just wake up one day, decide we want to do something, or decide we want to stay home, maybe pick up some slushies and then go in the pool. And yeah, the Monday to Friday, it just doesn't fill my cup, as they say.
Yeah.
It depletes my energy. So we're getting to the end now, so next
Hmm.
Thursday, but his graduation is tomorrow, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of like either fun days or days where he doesn't go or he comes home early, or I feel so bad for the teachers having to try to deal with kids who know that their school year's over.
Yeah.
And then my daughter's in exam time, but she doesn't have one for every class. So she's going
Right.
to have some days, and I'm just already like, okay, tomorrow I don't have to make lunch. Okay, Friday I don't have to make lunch. I know they're old enough to make their own lunches, but there's two problems with that. One is because I don't work, I feel like I should do more stuff than the average person.
Because you
Number
don't work outside the home. You do plenty of work.
Thank you, Amy, because I don't work outside the home. But the other thing is, I'm scared of what they'd put in their lunch.
Hmm.
Like, I'd have to supervise anyway to make sure that it
Yeah.
wasn't like, I don't know, candy or chips or not much of anything.
Right. And that's almost just as hard as doing it yourself, plus the aggravation.
Yeah, exactly. It's not easing the work. Like, I've started to at least ask them for opinions, but I don't want strong opinions. Like, I've bought this stuff. Here are your choices.
Yes, and that is such a skill, which I had to learn over time, right? I used to be like, well, what do you want? And he would say something, I'm like, I don't have that. He's like, well, now I want it. I'm like, okay, I've learned my lesson. Here are the
Yeah.
3 things. Which one do you
Yes.
want? I want you to have choice, but I don't want to be doing crazy work. Please.
Exactly, right. I'm not going to run to the grocery store tonight for tomorrow's lunch specifically, right? Like,
No, that's not happening. I used to
yeah.
love bringing lunches. I mean, my mom must have made them because let's say you wanted to build the skill of making lunches. Let's say you were like, okay, they can do it with. I don't think it matters. Does it matter? Is that a huge skill? Because later when I was working and I needed to make my own lunch, I didn't have to do it all through high school to know how to do it. I just make a peanut butter jelly sandwich and bring it to work.
Yeah, you didn't actually need to like learn the skill.
No.
It's just natural. Like, what do I eat for lunch? I'll stick it in a bag now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't even think there's really a reason because the kids are learning 100 other things. I try to remember that too. I'm like, if there's something I can do that is not a life skill he'll need later, that's okay. But if it's a life
Yeah.
skill he needs later, I try to make him do some of that stuff. Like
Yeah.
help with the laundry or learn how to clean
Mm.
something.
Outdoor stuff sometimes too. I find my daughter's kind of interested in gardening. She's in a garden club at school. It just
Ooh.
ended, so she's helped with like weeding and stuff. And I found her like helping my dad plant something the other day, and she was like literally jumping on the shovel,
Yeah.
like almost like one of those like those machines that are like like the mining machines. And she's like
Yes.
hopping on. Hey, it worked though. So
Mm-hmm. You find a way.
skills like that are good. Like you said, laundry. They're starting to want to learn to do their own laundry. And what I love about my kids is that they're right now like they're wanting to learn things. Like my daughter
Mm-hmm.
is wanting to learn more cooking. He's like, I need to learn to mow the lawn. I'm 14. I haven't learned to mow the lawn, so he learned to mow the
Oh
lawn.
my God. Come mow my lawn. I haven't learned and I don't want to.
Me neither. Nope. Sometimes I tell my husband, I said I do a lot at home, and that's fine because I don't work outside the home, but I don't want to learn certain activities because I don't want to be expected to do them.
Yeah. I want to use weaponized incompetence. Me. I get to do it. I hate it. It's stupid. I think I talk about it on every podcast. Eventually, someone will just come start mowing my lawn. But we didn't have to do it in Vegas because you're not even allowed to have a lawn, right?
Oh,
So,
okay.
no mowing. Of course, you have to have someone trim the palm trees, and there's going to be fucking scorpions in there or what. I don't know. But
What? Oh my, ugh.
yeah, when they bring in palm trees from California or whatever, they're full of scorpions. So, if you live near like a plant shop, you could put a black light at night and you can see all the scorpions coming out of the plant shop and going to people's houses.
Okay, no thank you. I was
Yeah.
just about to be like, "Oh, I'm so jealous you had a palm tree," and now I'm like, "Nope."
No. We only had scorpions twice.
Oh, well,
I don't recommend it.
I mean, yesterday I found a dead mouse in our basement, and I was like, "Time to move,
I
just burn the
know.
house down, start fresh."
We had the first year we moved here, there were no mice. And now, like in hindsight, I can kind of see that whoever lived here before had put maybe poison or something because we would find stuff that I assume is mouse poison. And then it must have run out because the second year there were all these mice and I don't want to kill them, so we have this live trap that we put a bunch of live traps. So it was like every day for like 2 weeks walking these mice to the park, letting them go.
But I love that about you. I love that you don't want to hurt them.
No, I can't. Can
Yeah,
you
because they're just doing their thing.
I don't want to see their dead body.
We've never had a mice problem before in this house, and I always like I think it's because we have cats. But see, the cats
Mm,
don't go into the basement now.
yeah.
Because I think I've read that the scent even of cats that mice recognize it as a predator, so they tend to not come in. But the rec room is now my parents' area, like they live down there, and we live upstairs, and so the cats aren't down in my parents' area. So I'm
Hmm.
like, should we send them, like just to
Yeah.
get their smell down there and see
Just
what
a little
happens?
visit, do a little walk around the perimeter,
Yeah,
come back up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't have cats. We have stray cats. They're outside. We've made
Hmm.
like a stray cat house. Well, made it. I bought it on Amazon and I put it together. So I made it. And they can like sit in there. It has insulation for the winter and we put food
Oh, that's
there.
so fun.
And we still had mice. Layabouts out there.
Well, your outdoor cats are lazy; they're not doing their
Yes.
thing.
Well, I guess we were feeding them, so that might we'll see. We
Yeah.
haven't had any this year, knock
Knock on
wood.
wood.
Yeah.
I find I don't know about your area, but the weather was really cool here through the spring. So some of the bug
Yeah.
problems we normally get, we didn't have.
Do you remember that bugs used to be all over the front of cars?
Yeah, like the little midgy thing, the midges or whatever
Yeah.
they are, and I've barely seen any swarms of them. I think because it was so cold, and feel like we've missed most of their season now. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
I remember mosquitoes being everywhere.
I've also read though that mosquitoes prefer they do prefer certain people over others. Like
Yeah.
I rarely wear bug spray and I rarely get bit. My
Ooh.
husband has to like basically like, fill a bathtub in bug spray and splash around in it. And
Yeah.
uh and he still gets bit. So like
Sweet blood. Did you know only the female mosquito bites?
oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The males are just hanging around.
Huh. So we just like killed them for no reason. The poor
Yeah.
males.
Well, if they're dumb enough to land on you after someone already
That's
bit
true.
you, this is natural
Yeah.
selection.
Darwinism.
Yes. A whole summer's worth of points for that one. It is crap
Thank
that it's
you.
only 2 months.
I know. And then that Phineas and Ferb song that's like, there's 104 days of summer vacation. And I'm like, well, where do you live? I want 104 days of summer vacation. We get like 70 at the most, I think.
Well, yeah, we should sue them.
Yeah. They're false advertising
Yeah, it
for
raised
like,
expectations. It's that time again, folks. The end of a part one. Join us next week when we talk about wigs, hair loss, identity, and how little moments of kindness can make your day. For more Brenna, check out her Instagram at Brenna Clark 007. Spell it out like James Bond. BRENNACLARK007 Instagram. Hop on over to the show notes if you want to watch the ninth inning of that highest scoring World Series game, or the Broad City Sunlamp skit. It makes me laugh every time. Or the Phineas and Ferb theme song. We end every episode with an exceptional outro I haven't thought of yet. Until then, we're stealing. As the author James Dent always says, a perfect summer day is when the sun is shining, the breeze is blowing, the birds are singing, and the lawnmower is broken. See you next time.